Welcome back to part 2 of the video. We are gonna begin to make the front of the Supra car in this video. Okay, so last video we set up this viewport. Alright, so first thing you need a special tool, a custom tool called control point curve. So what you need to do is click on the arrow, click add, and you type here control point curve, and once you find it you can just add it. So look for this picture here, control point curve. It's still in development, I think. Alright, let's just get started. Go to sketch, and what we'll do is let's sketch the full curve here. So in sketch I'm going to use Bezier curve. Alright, so we're going to draw the whole curve instead of multiple curve. It helps to make it nice and better. Alright, so when you draw, the more you put more points where it's turning more. And if you hold control, it's try not to snap onto there. Alright, let's click away. Let me see, shift or control. If you hold shift, it doesn't snap anywhere. Alright, and we double click to finish. Alright, press escape to go out of the curve tool. Alright, so let's just adjust this, make it sit along the line. Yeah, make sure we don't snap into the line there, the vertical line. Yeah, hold shift to make sure it doesn't snap. Alright, let's just take your time to make it nice, and we're good. We're finished with that one. Alright, it's hard to see, so we can select that, go edit, sketch appearance, change it to red. Alright, now you see that line. Alright, first thing we'll do, we're gonna make a the bottom bit and the wheel arches. So alright, let's go ahead, start using, I'll show you the 3D curve. Alright, so we're going to use this tool, control point curve. Alright, when you click that, it loads up one point. It sits right here. So alright, so we got all these tools. Let's start with this curve reference. So we need to sit somewhere. It's either sitting at the origin, but we're gonna make it sit where this line is. Alright, make sure we click right on there and it sits there. So it's good to sit it somewhere. Alright, so we're gonna click add point to add more points. Alright, so I just click add and then it puts another point on top. So if I move it, creates a pink line there. And then I'm gonna add another point. Let's go to the top. And I'm gonna add one more. Alright, there's actually a black curve line there. So let's go to side view. And I'm gonna put this point where the wheel arches end, we'll put it right here. Alright, let's just accept that and go back at it. Alright, let's go make it red so we can see better. Alright, so the bottom bit we don't really see too well, so we're just gonna go we move it just the same, the curve to be in the same position. Alright, another thing we need to do, click on relative to previous point. So these 2 points we need it to line up. So we don't want to move up and down, because if the 2 points line up, it blends nicely with the mirror version. So we'll leave that there, and let's adjust that. Alright, so to edit this point, we gotta click it, make sure the icon shows like that on the other point. Alright, so this line, we're gonna make it parallel to this black line, and we'll just look at also the other views. So we're just gonna make it, keep it flat. Maybe this last one will bring it down a little bit. Alright, that's good. We're good with that one. Alright, we need to do the wheel arches. Okay. Alright, so we're going to use this curve again. So control point curve. And we are going to load it at the end here. So it starts there. Let's go click on the right view and click add point. And move it. We're going to make around 5-6 points around the wheel. When you make a curve, we want to use the least amount of curves possible. If there's less points, it's more smooth. Then we're going to add point. And then let's put the last point here. Alright, I'm gonna accept that, and let's make it red. And we'll just edit that point again. Alright, let's move this up. Actually, we need to move this. Alright, we need to go back a bit. Alright, let's go. Let me edit this curve on the bottom. Alright, we're gonna make it move it back a little bit like that there. Alright, let's basically move these into the right spots. Alright, let's do that, and we're gonna make a copy of this. Okay, a way to make a copy, we can use this tool again. We're gonna click on edge. We're gonna click that line, and we're gonna actually click on approximate to make a copy of that curve, and then we're gonna put in let's just say 7, and then click process. And it makes a copy of the curve for us. Actually, before that, we need to check the other views. So let's go edit. Alright, let's fix it up here. Alright, let's drag that across. Alright, you need to check on the top. Alright, let's line up with the picture. Yeah, sometimes we can't make it exactly the same as the picture. Sometimes there's error in the picture or error in the model. So alright, let's make this one hang out a bit. Alright, there you go. It should be like that. and then we'll make a copy using control point curve. Okay, so click on edge to select this edge, and we click on approximate, and let's put in 6 points and go process. And then we'll just move that onto the line. Alright, you can spend more time making it perfect, but we'll just move on. Alright, we'll make that line red. Okay, so to make the front panel, we'll just add one more curve. So okay, so the next step, these lines, we need to make a cut in here to draw a line like touching there. So what we'll do, we go to sketch, click on the right plane, we go click normal, so it's flat, and then we're going to draw a line from here to, wait, let's go, yep, let's go again. So draw a line from here to here, and then accept. Alright, so that line there, we're going to go extrude, and we're going to drag it out like that. Alright, so with these curves, we trim them. We can trim them by drawing a surface and go to split, and then we're going to go click the curve and click this surface so it cuts it up, and then accept. And then so there's a cut here and a cut on your model here. Let me see if it's cutting there. Alright, let's go edit this, and we need to select this curve as well. Alright, it's not selecting that. Alright, so we'll just extrude again. Click on this line again, and then we click on this line, we go split. And you're going to use that, and we're going to split that. Oh, actually it doesn't split there, so that's a sketch line. So we'll need to go into the sketch here and put in a dot. So we're going to use a point tool here, and we're just going to put a point on this line. Right, so now there's a point there, and then we'll go ahead and using the control point curve. We're going to click on a curve reference, click here so it loads up there. Alright, we're going to go add point. I'm going to add another point. And then we're going to click on this button here. This is going to create a point connecting to the end of a curve. Alright, so we've got a curve there, and we go to top view. Let's just accept that, add a color to that. Alright, this point we need to make sure we turn on relative to previous point again. So we don't want to move this, it needs to be horizontal. Alright, let's have a look Alright, so we just make this line like the other ones. Let's have a look. Alright, this one we line up with the black line here. So that's good there, and we just make sure we want to line up with the front as well. Let's have a look on the side. Alright, that's good. Okay, let's just accept that, and we're going to ready to create the surface. Alright, we're going to use surface tools here. We go to boundary surface. We're going to go with U curves. U curves are horizontal. And then we're going to go click on V curves. We click on that, and create a surface. But with this one here, with this edge, we open the options. And we're going to turn that the condition to be normal to profile. So this curve is this surface make sure it runs 90 degrees to this plane. Alright, so there you go, you have our first surface there. Alright, next we're just gonna also close these wheel arches. We click on control point curve, we go set where start, make it start here, and then we're going to click on the other point, and then we're going to turn the degree curve to 1 to make a straight line. Alright, it's not working, so let me try. Click on that one, click on that one. Alright, let's try that again. So you go here. So we're gonna set the start. Let's put it there. Let's put on degree 1. And then we're gonna click the next where it connects. Alright, click it again. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, let's try. Alright, let me pause for a second. Alright, let's try that again. So we go control point curve. We need to click on the first reference. Alright, all we need to do is set the grid to 1 to make a straight line, and we're going to go add point, and then we click on the next point. Alright, so create a pink line there, that's good, we'll just make a straight line. And we need to do that on this side. Click on there, we click on the first reference point, make sure we set the grid to 1 for straight line, we go add point and click on the other side. Alright, there you go. Yeah, so with this tool, to find out more information about it, you can look online, there's some documentation online about that. Alright, so we're going to make a surface. Alright, so we're going to click this curve. Alright, we're gonna go in here, open that up, click on here, and we can click on the connecting lines. And then we go back to U and we click on this line. So we've got this line and this line. Alright, in V we click on the 2 short lines. Alright, there you go, that's another surface. Alright, click F to bring it to the middle. Alright, let's make the bonnet. Alright, this step, so the sketch is hidden. When we do some modification, we click unhide to bring this one back. Alright, so we make another curve here, control point curve. We're going to set the reference origin to be here. Alright, let's click on the top. Alright, we're going to draw this curve here, so we're going to go add point. Let's put it there and add another point. Alright, we'll put it there. There's no line. We're gonna set this degree to 2 and that creates a line. So for 3-point curve, it's degree 2. For 4 more points, it's degree 3. Alright, we click on this point, make sure it is relative. So all these lines connecting to the middle needs to be horizontal there. Okay, let's just change this to red. Alright, we're gonna go edit this curve and let's put it in the right place. Alright, so this needs to move down at the front view here. No, we can't move that. Alright, we'll leave that one there. Actually, we'll just click on elevate and make that degree curve, and it makes up 4 points. Alright, so I just click elevate and then it generates another point here. Alright, we're gonna go to the side view, just see how it looks this side. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit. Right, this one, move this in a little bit. Alright, let's just leave it there. Alright, what we're going to use, a website to see what it looks like in 3D. So if you go to sketchfab, it's really good to understand how the 3D model looks. So if you go to this website, and you can see this model by Martin Traffers, and it lets you see how it looks like, just for reference. Alright. Alright, we're gonna draw a line running down through the lights. Right, yeah, so we're gonna draw a line, this line here for the car. Alright, so what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna use another tool. Let's go into here, we're gonna use isoparametric curve. This curve lets you draw a curve on the surface. Click on there, click add curve, and let's go to front. Alright, and then we're gonna move this, make a line up with that. So to do that, we just gotta type in here 145.4. Alright, we just draw that curve there and click accept. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is actually create another curve here. And then I'm going to make it start from here. Alright, let's go to this view. Alright, so we've got add point. Add another point. Alright, there's a curve showing up here once we add the 4th point. We draw the curve all the way down here. Okay, so what we're doing is we are actually, instead of drawing a curve to this surface, we're drawing the whole curve. This helps you understand where how to make the curve line up properly. Alright, let's move this. Alright, this should go up a little bit. So this curve needs to be sort of parallel to that curve on the top. Alright, let's accept that, and we're gonna turn on, make this one red. Alright, let's go to the front view and let's edit this curve. Right, let's get to the top view and let's try line it up. Alright, I think that looks good. Alright, that looks good. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna trim this curve right here. So to do that, we're gonna do a sketch. So to trim the control point curves, we can cut it with a line. Alright, we draw a line there, accept, and we go extrude, click on that little line, then we drag this surface across the line, and you're gonna go to split. So click that line, we click this entity to split, click on the surface, and click OK, and then it splits it right there. Or actually, we're gonna try maybe if you turn this off, it doesn't keep both. Right, so we just trim it so it makes it shorter. Alright, next we're gonna go to curve tool. This one here, we're gonna use a bridging curve. This curve lets you blend between two curves. So we're going to join this line to this line. Alright, we click on the line, the point, and then also click on the line. And then this is the end. We click on the point and then click on the line as well. And then we'll make sure we click on match flow. This is make sure flow is smoothly between the two lines. Alright, if you press Shift C, you can turn on the graphs, the curvature graphs, and you can see that, make sure it's not doing some crazy graphs, it blends smoothly across. So that one turned out actually not bad. Alright, so yeah, so to get a smooth curve connecting to here, we draw a curve down and then we cut it and then blend it between there. Alright, so right now we're ready to do the bonnet. So we're gonna go boundary surface, we're gonna go select the U lines, just go with this one, and then we click on this one. Alright, this one we need to open this up, click on here, click on this line here, and then we go to V lines, we click on here and here. Alright, some important things we need to do is this line here, we open this up, we need to set the boundary condition to be normal to profile, so it blends 90 degrees with the plane. And this curve here, let's look for it, curve 6 here, we need to turn on the blend condition to be matching curvature, and you need to click on this face, click on the face for that. So, and then we go accept that, All right, let's see. Let's turn on, press Shift C and click on this surface and this surface. All right, bring these combs down, and yeah, if you see that this blends across nicely, like for most of that, that's good. But yeah, I think it's good. All right. All right, next step. Okay, so we need to draw a line here to here. All right, there's a trick. All right, so if you do bridging curve, you click on the edge and also the surface afterwards. And then now you're in the end box. Click on the curve and then the surface. All right, so and then it lets you create this curve where you can drag this arrow. And make sure it matches flow here, but one of the point you don't need to. Alright, if you turn on position, so we don't want this wheel arch to blend, it just sits on position, so it doesn't need to be tangent, doesn't need to be G3, so we just set it there. And alright, let's just make this shorter a little bit, and then check the top view. And yeah, you just want that one to flow nicely. Alright, let's put it there and accept. Alright, so now we're gonna go draw the surface with boundary surface. Alright, we go here. You click on that one. When if the curves are broken up, actually. Right, so another technique is if you right click this and you go select other. And we want to go click on the edges, not the curves, so click on there. And then we'll do the same here. We go select other and we want to select the edges. Then we go to the V lines are the other lines. So I'm going to right click here and select other. Alright, so we want to be edge of boundary. Alright, some important things when you do surface. If the surface is connecting, we need to make sure it blends properly. So this surface, we need to set boundary surface to match curvature. So tangent is sort of blends, matching curvature makes it blend more smoothly. And then we make sure we select the surface where it's blending with. Alright, so we're going to go to this curve here, and then we need to turn on boundary blend to match curvature. Click on the surface, and this one here, we don't need to make it curvature, and then we accept that. Then it should blend smoothly. Alright, so the back bit, we'll do that later. Alright, so now so mostly finished, we just need to cut out the light and the mouth here. And that'll be probably the main part of the tutorial for today. Alright, so we draw a sketch view on the front plane. Alright, so we just go with alright, so we need to project the bottom curve here. Okay, so alright, let's make it simple. We go to Bezier curve, click here, go 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect back to there, double click to finish, and we'll just line this up. Alright, let's just do something like that. Do however you like, and we're going to use the trim tool to cut there, and then we're going to add a fillet here. Make it round, just like the picture. Click to accept. Alright, it's doing something weird here. So let's draw a line. Alright, fill it, click on here. Alright, let's just draw this again. It's giving some errors. Alright, let's use straight lines. And we'll just do a curve here. Double click to end the curve, and we'll just move this up. Alright, and then we go to fill it again. Let's see if this works. Alright, it's working now, so we go accept that. Alright, so with the sketch we go extrude. And we're gonna go surface. Alright, extrude it down into this model, go accept. Go to trim and click on the surface, and then click on entity. We're gonna click this extrude. And then we go don't keep both, flip the other way, and it makes the lights there. Alright, we're gonna do one more cutout for the mouth here. So we go sketch, click on front plane. Alright, let's draw lines. So we're gonna draw a line. Let's go draw a line straight to here. Press escape and then draw another line from here to here. And then join this up. Let's escape, draw a line here. We go fill it and around. Alright, accept, and we'll just extrude that. Extrude, make sure we're on surface, and click this sketch. Okay, so we go split, click on the surface. Alright, click on extrude to split, and we turn off keep both. And flip that around if it's deleting the wrong surface. Alright, let's hide some of this. Alright, there you can see most of that. Alright, to do the last bit, what we're gonna do is... Okay, so, alright. Alright, just, alright, let's do, keep going, do some more surfacing. Alright. Alright, so there's a curve over here. Alright, let's just draw a straight line here. Actually, let's start again. So we go use this tool, set the origin point to be here. If it's not clicking, click again. Alright, so there you go, and let's have a look at the top. And we're gonna add a point. And let's drag it up. And set the degree to 1, so we're just making a line. Alright, we're just gonna do a quick thing here. Alright, and then we'll just move it in a little bit. Okay, let's make it up here. Alright, and just accept that. Alright, what we're gonna do is just draw a line this way. So for the car, the side, it's got like a curved line running down. Alright, so to do that we go control point curve and we set the start to be here. And we go add points, drag it up, add another point. And then we're gonna finish off on here. Alright, we're gonna go click on this. For the next point, we're gonna set it at the end there. And there you go, so we've got 4 points. And then we need to move where we like now, so that looks good. Alright, let's go to the front. Alright, maybe go to the back. Alright, so this curve, we need to... Whoop. Alright, let's just accept that and go in edit. Alright, so this one, we move it out. Alright, so yeah, this arch sort of blends with the side of the panel. So
Daddy, turn the light.
alright, we want this surface to blend with this top here, very nice. So to blend with that, what we need to do is we just snip it up. Alright, we go to sketch, click on face, and we just need to snip this line. So to snip that line, we click on line tool, and then we accept. Alright, so we go extrude, this line is here, click on it, and extrude, cutting the line. Go accept, and go trim, click on the line, click on splitting entity, click on the surface, and we click on keep both. Alright, now we're going to use a bridging curve. We click on this point, click on this line. And then for the end position, we click on the edge and then click on the surface. And then we look on the top view and let's move this all the way to the top. And we go OK. Right, we draw another bridging curve. Let's go here. We click on this point, and then we right click, we click on select other, and then click on the edges of that surface, and then we're going to blend that with this point with this line. Alright, we look on the right view. Actually that point there, it can be, so this bit needs to be blend G3 matching flow, but this one we can leave it. Alright, so we accept that, and then we're gonna go make a boundary surface. Alright, let's right click here. Actually, we're gonna use that one. Right click this and make it select other, select on the edge of surface, and then for the V profile we select edge of surface and this line. Alright, that works fine, but we need to set the end condition. Right here it should be matching curvature. Select this surface and this top curve here. Alright, here, this one. Set the match curvature with this surface. Okay. All right, it's just, yeah, you can play around with that. We're gonna set it to none. All right, let's just set that for now. But usually it should blend with that pretty fine. All right, so to finish it off, we'll do. Right, we've got a trim here, and then make a surface here. Then we're done. Let's see how we're gonna trim. Let's trim it with. Let's have a look at my previous model. Right, so we will trim. Or maybe not. I would just try to draw a surface on that, and we're finished. All right, let's draw on that too, and reprofiles this one and this one. Yep, it doesn't work, so we just gotta trim it. Alright, let's go draw a sketch. Right view. Let's draw a point here. We need to project the curve. Alright, let's see if this works. So we go boundary blend again, click here, here, and then we go. Right, let's right click here. Right, so for this curve we need to make sure we go up. Alright, let's see if we can boundary blend this. Usually on my other model it works. This is match curvature. Alright, there you go. Let's hide all the curves. And one surface here. Alright, let's hide everything. Alright, you can go to mirror and click mirror plane. Click on the surface. Alright, you can color it. Go to here and color, give it a color. Accept. Alright, there you go. I hope you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe. Put a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright, thanks for watching. See ya later. Bye.